That's what she told me, was that her lawyers instructed her not to bring the box in to your office.
So if in her deposition, Carol had said that you had the documents.
No, she said she had the documents. I read it. She kept referring to the documents, like they were here.
So it was the lawyers that lied during the deposition. I'm just trying to find out who lied.
The technicality was, y'all knew she left it in there, from what my point of view is. Everybody agreed. I did the work. I got her dressed.
Y'all, I had no idea what you're talking about. So
right.
So
right.
Help me.
You're unclear.
Help me out. No, hold on a second.
Okay, all I know is what she told me.
You said she was told to lie. My first question is, who was Carol told to lie to?
You'll have to ask her.
Well, this is a letter that you wrote to my firm saying that you had...
I wrote it to Mr. Viata.
Right, who
specifically
is part of my
Viata.
firm. Right.
He's not here.
And my question
and they're
is...
not here.
You wrote a letter to Mr. Viata.
Yep.
In which you said that someone was told, that Carol Davis was told to lie during a deposition. And my question is, who told her to lie?
She said, I think Decker was here and Sandra came later. And her mother was here. And when she came in, they told her to leave the box. I think it was Decker was here and said leave the box in the car.
Ms. Honerkamp, I need you to just...
That's what she told me, was that Decker said to leave the box in the car.
Okay, in this letter, do you realize that you're accusing someone of perjury or suborning perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and my question is, who are you accusing of suborning perjury?
Decker.
Mike Decker, the attorney. Carol's attorney.
Well, perpetuating what? Fraud against the court? Everybody gets together and agrees? All I know is everybody agreed, everybody knew, everybody lied.
Ms. Honerkamp, yes, these are yes or no answers. In this letter, you accuse somebody of suborning perjury, is that correct? By suborning, I mean helping to bring about perjury. You accuse someone of doing that in this letter.
No, I didn't accuse anyone of anything in the letter. I said she was told to lie.
Okay.
There's a difference between told to lie, under oppression, lack of liberty.
And then
there's a difference
when you
in
said,
civil rights. Is
okay,
what this
objection,
is fled.
Non-responsive. When you said they said call the police, who told you to call the police?
It wasn't said to me. They told her.
Okay.
And I did.
All right. So, and why was Jerry Payne fired? Why you said you were the one that decided to fire Jerry Payne? Why?
I'm this one that decided to stop being the one that paid for everything in the lawsuit by Mr. Payne, not participating. He told me when he walked out of the judge's chambers.
Objection, non-responsive.
So, why?
He quit. Nobody knew why. He just quit.
So you did not fire him?
No, I quit because of what he did. He did something before that, and I had to quit. I had to quit. So if I quit, there was no, nothing. He got served with the contract, and then he quit because he didn't want to do the work.
All right. You mentioned some insurance claims that Carol filed. Have you ever helped Carol file an insurance claim on a homeowner's policy?
No.
Have you ever helped her file an insurance claim on an auto policy?
No.
Have you ever helped her fill out a credit card application?
No.
Have you ever helped her with her tax returns?
No.
Okay. Okay. How about February 18th, 2001? I can hear the trumpets go off in the room here. Do you remember what time you got up that morning?
I was woken up by by somebody. I think Letty at Mr. Cruz's office called and said I had to get up there.
You had to
get
up
to the law firm.
To the law firm on February 2. Why?
You mean 2001 when she was arrested, or when we filed the lawsuit?
Oh yeah. Then
I'm sorry.
I'll back it up. Let me switch gears. I'm talking about February 18th, 2001, which...
Oh, okay.
So 2001.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Do you remember what time you got up, roughly?
She called me early in the morning.
How early is early?
Well, she called me. It was 8 o'clock. It's about before 8 o'clock. It had to be between 7:30 and 8.
All right. And do you have a cell phone or was it a landline?
Landline.
And what did she say?
She said there's some people. There's some people over there in the driveway, and she said they're in the driveway. I said whom? And she got upset, and I said, they're just over there, and and then she said, oh, they're coming this way, and so she.
Did she tell you who? Or
yeah,
whom?
because she doesn't identify, it's black and white, it's cops, whatever. She said there's some people over there.
Did she tell you they were police?
Initially she didn't. She said there's some people over there at the Davises, and then she said they were police, and then they were Jersey Village cops, and I said, well, what do they want? And she said they're coming this way. And she said everything's okay.
All right, and how did that conversation end?
She hung up.
Okay. What did you do then?
Went back to sleep.
Okay. When were you next awakened?
And she called me again.
What time was that about?
Whenever Lonnie came up to the door and wanted to come in the house.
Well, rather than tell me what was going on there when the phone call rang, do you remember what time it was or how much longer after that? Or
it was,
from your frame of reference. I'm sort of interested in where you
that's
are.
what we're going to get real confused later on about that, but it had to be about, I don't know, 45 minutes to 50 minutes or so. It was right, it wasn't, it had to be an hour after that.
All right, and what did she tell you then?
The debate was she needed to get hold of Richard Sewell, her attorney. She wanted to know what I thought. Lonnie had come over and wanted to, I believe, this is what she said, wanted to use the shower in the shower stall, in his shower stall, take a bath. Sure. And the call was, what should I do? And I said, let me think what Richard say. And my usual thing is to count to 10. So I counted to 10 and tried to think what would Richard say. And I said, tell Lonnie to go next door or go to Eckert's and get him another one. You need to get out of there. Because I said he can just wait to take a shower. And she said, okay. And she told Lonnie, Lindy said that Richard would say for you to go back home.
And you heard her say that on the phone?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear him shuffling.
So Lonnie was in the place while you were on the phone with her?
I thought he was at the back door.
Okay.
Because that's where he would usually come.
But you could hear somebody that wasn't Carol in the background?
Yeah, shuffling.
Okay. And how did that conversation end? Or was that
we
the
hung
end?
up.
Okay.
I had ruled.
All right. So Judge Honerkamp says Lonnie goes and buys his own shower.
Yeah, that's the way they did me.
All right. Next phone call comes when? You didn't go over there at this point.
No, sir.
Did you go to sleep? Go back to sleep?
Probably.
I mean, were you just like, Carol, don't bother me with this stuff? I mean,
no, I get woken up in my sleep. I do things in my sleep, talk in my sleep, type in my sleep. It's just a thing. I'm so sleep deprived, I just go right on back.
Okay. So both of those were fairly brief conversations.
Yes, thank God.
A minute or two?
Yes.
Okay. How much longer until she calls again?
Wasn't very long.
And what was the conversation about this time?
Lonnie was back. You could hear him shuffling. And I just said, tell him to go to Eckert's and get him a shower massage. What is he doing? And she said he keeps saying that I beeped him, and I didn't beep him. And at that point, I said, are you sure you didn't beep him? And she said, come on, Carol, you got to get out of there. My thing was to get her out of there. That was my conversation.
All right, had they had trouble before this?
Yes.
Had they ever separated before that?
Yes.
Had she ever told you that he was abusive to her before that?
Yes, but when you have the situation they had, it's bickering back and forth kind of thing, silly stuff. So,
did she ever tell you that he physically abused her prior to February 18th, 2001?
Yes, but the level of abuse that you say abuse to me, I knew them both, so, there's two sides.
So would you say prior to February 18th, 2001, the altercations or physical disputes between the two would be sort of mutual or back and forth? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
it's a level. It gets